face.
That was me, in case you didn't know, in one of my other modes, as I am many different people. I'm polyglamorous, don't you know? Yeah, anyway, later on, now first of all I'll go back to that, what I started with. Yes, that was live at the Fox and Newt in Leeds on the 38th? No, because we don't have 38 days in a month at all. On the 28th of June, Black Mass Against the Cuts, as organised by Goth City, sort of semi-protest gig against the Conservative government, trying to usher in maybe a different government. Don't know if it worked or not. I can't quite tell. Anyway, in case you don't know, I am Derek Anthony Williams, the futurist, or Bunches, if you're that way inclined, if you're, say, Gurwen or something. Many different people I am. And later on we will be talking to many different people. No, we'll be talking to Max of History of Guns, and he's in several other things as well, but I don't know if we can talk about those at all. I mean, there's Sputute, where I first met him way back when in Leeds at the Fenton. I believe that was at one time a place that Sister Mercy used to frequent. Anyway, I just sort of move about a bit and try and hide some of the junk that's in this room. It's stock okay. I sell things on eBay and Vinted and what have you. Or try anyway. Yeah, anyway, so History of Guns is what we're talking about later. It looks like Max History of Guns there, so it's meant to be Max from History of Guns. Anyway, you get the idea. Right, anyway, enough of this nonsense. What shall I play now? let's have a bit of LilacUnderworld, actually. I guess LilacUnderworld is coming to play for me in London on the 18th of August. That's the day after I'm playing in Stevenage, of all places. Right, anyway, let's find that. I really needed to be a bit more organised in this stuff. So anyway, LilacUnderworld, Falling for the Creature, an original track by LilacUnderworld. So done sort of live with a loop pedal, apparently, which is rather clever and exciting. Anyway, here you are.
You turn the headlights on so you can crash out. You can't excel cause you're falling deeper. You burn your Bibles when your faith is receding. You can't hear or see cause you're falling for the creature. Hey Skyker, how'd you get so low? Taking medication to keep your mind from blowing up, keeping you up with all your untold secrets you stowed. Blessed with a dove's caress, watches you undress the carcass of your psychological mess. I can see it creeping nearer, trying to carve a space in your mind, so it can get inside and take control of your precious little soul. You feel alive, even though you're dying. You turn the headlights on so you can crash out. You can't sit still cause you're falling deeper. You burn your Bibles when your faith is receding. You can't hear or see cause you're falling for the creature. You're falling, you're falling for the creature, yeah. Oh dear, how to do the artist innovator. Once a wonder, end up with this toxic mind. You're losing time as abusing the dime on a snow white past you. Imminent happiness feels so infinite when you injecting yes to get your fix of superstar shine. You're short breath in the cycle, exhaled and unheld like cigarette smoke and demon songs as you smut by the lullaby. Every Pokemon's got a break again to heal. So break is not part of it before you hit the spiral down and your disease leaves you ripped to the roots. You turn the headlights out so you can crash out. You can't sit still cause you're falling deeper. You burn your Bibles when your faith is receding. You can't hear or see cause you're falling for the creature. You're falling for the creature, yeah. Scratchy itching your feet the bed. Scratchy itching your feet the bed. Scratchy itching your feet keep spinning. Rope make it stop cause the teams keep winning. Cat make it stop cause the thoughts keep spinning. Rope make it stop cause the teams keep winning. Cat make it stop cause the thoughts keep spinning. Rope make it stop cause the teams keep winning. Cat make it stop cause the thoughts keep spinning. Rope make it stop cause the teams keep winning. Cat make it stop cause the thoughts keep spinning. Stop! You turn the headlights out so you can crash out. You can't sit still cause you're falling deeper. You burn your Bibles when your faith is receding. You can't hear or see cause you're falling for the creature. You're falling for the creature, yeah. You're
That was Lilac Underworld, who actually attended my last London gig, but I've known of her work for a while, and it's very, very impressive and clever, and how it's produced, very, very, very creative and skilled, I would say. It's about time we got on with a bit of history of guns, I think. So let's have, let's have When You Don't Matter. Sounds wonderfully cheery track, that one. Probably been hanging out with goths, you don't want that sort of thing, do you? Right, anyway, yeah, where were we? History of Guns, When You Don't Matter is what is coming next, so get that ready, and then after that we'll have a chat with Max. So yes, When You Don't Matter, and not, for instance, When You Don't See Me, which is a Sister Mercy song.
And when the day comes, they
told you to be quiet, Max. But now he's interrupting. Look, there he is. Honestly, you tell a guest to join, but join quietly. Then he goes rabbiting.
Join quietly. That's what you meant. Yeah, no, I thought.
Quiet, I said. Then he goes rabbiting on whilst his video's still playing. Anyway, yes, hello.
That was a mistake.
You're right. That's it. The interview's cancelled now. So.
Oh no, that was my chance. I blew it.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Your chance at fame and fortune all gone now. But I mean, hey, History of Guns have got a Wikipedia article, so you must be famous and notable, right?
That's right. Yes.
I know.
Yes.
You've been. How long have you been going now?
Since 1996.
And you know what? That's as long as John Doberwoman's been going.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of pretending we started in about 2011, but really most of the songs were written in like 96 to 2001, really. But don't tell anyone. That's just between.
You're definitely not old enough for that to be true.
No. Obviously, make sure no one knows about that. That's just a secret between us. That
don't put it on the internet.
No, definitely not. Anyway, we need enough about how amazing and wonderful Jan Dorband is. But we want to talk about History of Guns. So it's not. I thought it had been longer since your last album, but it was 2022, wasn't it? Unless it was like a re-release or something.
No, that's right. That was after our hiatus. We sort of came back with Forever Dying in Your Eyes in 2022. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't. It didn't go as well for us as this current album is going, which we're getting quite a lot of attention.
So what was wrong last time then?
It was a tricky one. For me, I'd kind of had such a bad experience with the last album when we were together.
Right.
And both Doyle and I have been in a bad place that I didn't want to. I was worried that if I signed up for producing another History of Guns album, I'd have a complete breakdown. So I was going, I'll just play the keyboards. I don't want to mix. I don't want to produce. Right. Don't want to write any lyrics. And Doyle, bless his heart, he patiently been waiting for me. He'd formed a band in the meantime called Mystery of Graves.
Right.
Which he was just.
Has he always got to like have written a word beginning with G in it,
yeah, because it was basically History of Guns, but waiting for me to rejoin.
I see, yes.
So then, I started, I was went and played keyboards, and it was going well, and Dale and I have been working on a couple of tracks since forever, including You Wanted to Live, So Live, which have been quite an important track for us. And then as it went on, we were in a recording studio, and they were recording a take, and I was thinking, I'd done some drum backings, and I thought, no, but that vocal doesn't go there. That's a chorus, not a verse. And I realised I was the only one that knew the arrangement. So really, I'd have to mix it and produce it. So it kind of crept up me by stealth. I think it's of all the History of Guns albums, probably got the least of me in it. But it was a joyous experience, and it got me back into the fold. So then it was like, right, now we can go and finish Half-Light.
So what was the thought in getting History of Guns going again? I mean, if it's okay to talk about, what caused it to go on hiatus, and why did you feel the urge to get back?
Yeah, so after various trials and tribulations, we'd done our third album, Acedia, for Bob at Line Out Records. And we were getting good press, and famously 9 out of 10 in Rock Sound actual printed magazine. And we had a manager, and we booked gigs, but then things started to sort of fall apart. There was a lot of we had a full 5-piece band at the time, with live drums and how we wanted it. But when you're operating at that level of before there's any money and everyone's got jobs and families, and you're trying to rehearse once a week, it's quite a lot of pressure. And people fell out. Dell wasn't in a great place. Yeah. I'm sure he'd be the first to admit. And so we started recording the follow-up to Acedia. And we had a couple of great tracks, Kicking Down the Doors, the opening track. But all the rest of the band essentially quit. So Dell and I were back to being a duo again. And then I just couldn't get proper final vocal takes. Dell was just drunk all the time. I'd had my first child, Caden. He was born, so I was quite sensible. That's the reason why it's called Whatever You Do, Don't Turn Up at 12, is because I'd arranged to meet Dale at 3 o'clock at the pub. I get there at 3. He's been there since 12 and he's already smashed.
Oh dear.
So it's a bit of an in joke. The album's called Album 4, Whatever You Do, Don't Turn Up at 12.
Right.
And so I was starting to get unwell with it. And so I thought, well, the only way through this is to make it part of the concept about disintegration. So I kept the drunken vocal takes in there. And so, but the album, particularly the second half of it, tends to kind of fall apart in a very sort of messy kind of way. Which when we both listen back to now, we cringe and go, "Oh, we just sound drunk. This sounds terrible." So that's kind of what. But we gamely pushed on. We then decided to. I think it was after that we did the Spice Girls cover, "Spice Up Your Life" as "Slice Up Your Wife," trying to be a bit humorous.
That's so edgy and cool, man.
No, because the idea was we were satirizing the kind of that masculine, hyper masculine rock, and also what I was calling the Spice Girls faux feminism as a marketing tool. Because good satire, I think, should be indistinguishable from the real thing. People were reading, people were listening to it and taking it as face value, that we're going, everybody in the world, slice up your wife, and saying we're horrendous misogynists, and so that all backfired.
Yeah, dear. But you couldn't resist the idea of getting back together, and so you made that last album, which perhaps was a little bit fraught in some ways, you suggest.
Yeah.
And then like 2 years later, you just couldn't stop yourself, so you had to release Half-Life, which you say was kind of in progress anyway.
Yes, because I mean, back in the early 2000s, it sounds crazy now, but our second album was like every song was supposed to be in a different genre, and I thought that was brilliant. But the reviewers were going, "This band is so unfocused. This band is a mess. This band can't decide what genre it wants to be."
Yeah, well, that's probably what they'd say about me, frankly. I mean, the thing is the idea that I can sort of be a completely different person at every gig, that probably isn't necessarily helping. So I can kind of sympathise with that sort of urge. Anyway, yes, carry on. So it's not about me. I do apologise.
No, I welcome all of your stories. Join with mine. And so yeah, these days people are a lot more genre blind, as I'm saying, and they're not saying, "Oh, they're trying to be too many things at once." People are saying, electronic music and guitar music fundamentally can't go together. When in some of our albums in like 2002, but this is before obviously Prodigy and before Nine Inch Nails and everyone had made it popular. I probably got my years wrong. That could be the late 90s. Because pop beat stuff. Definitely pop beat stuff.
Nine Inch Nails might have been popular maybe around 94, when like Downward Spiral came out and everything, and Pretty Hate, I don't know.
What year was Pretty Hate Machine?
That was like 89, I think.
Yeah, no, see, I'm really terrible with time.
Yeah.
But interesting fun fact, when we first formed, the band name was from our bass player Stagger Lee, was Pre-Hate Machine, which is obviously very Nine Inch Nails inspired. But I found it hard to say Pre-Hate Machine, and so Doyle renamed it History of Guns after the Dunblane Massacre. That was 96.
I was right, yeah. It was 89, Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah, so I'm talking absolute rubbish.
Let's see if I was right about Downward Spiral. What year did that come out? That came out 94, so I know my rock history. I'm the rock and roll expert around here.
So why were people criticising us for trying to meld together electronic music with guitar music when there was clearly such pioneers already out there?
I mean, Depeche Mode, anyone? Devotional, kind of. Yeah, okay, maybe it was a little bit Songs of Faith and Devotion. Maybe it was a little bit.
Violator was the big one for me.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like the guitars and electro, but I suppose, I don't know, maybe it was a little different with them, but they kind of sort of reinvented as a bluesy rock band.
Well, I always thought I went off Nine Inch Nails after with Teeth because it seemed like
Yeah, I
at
mean,
Depeche Mode, a lot of the electronic bands suddenly got money and they just decided to get drummers and not have drum
yeah,
machines anymore.
yes, that
And
sucks.
I was like, "You've sold out, man."
Yeah, before we sort of go fully onto the new album, it's like the older material tended to, on the whole, feature a bit more sort of loud, noisy guitar, whereas the new stuff doesn't seem to. Was that just by sort of virtue of maybe the guitarist being busy elsewhere, or was there a deliberate sort of ethos of let's have it less guitar noisy?
Well, yeah, that's excellent because of this criticism which I mentioned, which is completely unfounded, as you've
It's
proved.
complete nonsense and
So
ridiculous, but
our
anyway.
2008 album, Acedia, we thought, right, we're just going to focus on guitar music, like angry punk, all the angry young man angst. Dell and I looking at our mental health, all the things that upset us, all the things we wanted to rage about. That's what we were going to write about, and that was Acedia. Then the plan was to follow that up with a complete electronic album, which would have been Half Light. But as things happened, CD was doing well, and then it's like, well, now do we completely switch genres and do something completely different? And it was no, we should gig this and we should carry
Yeah,
on with the live band. So that's why Half Light got put on hold. We had 4 or 5 tracks um, for it, and that's what we've resurrected now. And then it was going to be all electronic, but yeah, my son Caden's playing the guitar, and so he's grown up with History of Guns music. He's 16 now. And so he added the guitars of what you hear on Half Light, which is, yeah, is always the electronics supposed to be the
yeah,
foregrounds, and then adding the guitar for coloring and texture and atmosphere. So the next one we're planning to go more in the other way and be more guitars to the front and the electronics to the back. Maybe one day we'll get the balance right and have it in the middle.
God knows I don't think I ever will. So I can't say that. I can't offer any advice anyway. But anyway, I from listening to the new album, I do think it has an excellent soundtrack, and indeed my fabulous girlfriend has said that she did enjoy that. Why can I not remember the name of the track I just played?
When you don't matter.
When you don't matter, because I guess it doesn't matter. But
The
yes,
title doesn't
she
matter.
mentioned that she rather liked it, and it's got a good voice on it. Yeah, so I do think musically it's sounding really, really excellent, and it's possibly the most together I've heard from History of Guns, perhaps, and I think the arrangements are sounding really, really good and intricate and exciting. So
Thank you.
I'm not entirely sure there's a question from that or anything that you can respond to, but I just sort of I just felt it was necessary to say just how really it's got such texture and that sort of thing that I find it really, really enjoyable.
That's really, really nice to hear. Thank you. We a lot of some of the reviewers who go sort of deep sort of look at us of like with similar influences to other bands that were big in the past, but having got those influences and gone down a slightly different path in a different direction is how sort of Mick Mercer tends to describe us. And I think I quite like that. And yeah, obviously just doing it over time. That first time when I first got Cubase and was mixing things, EQ, I didn't know anything. And there weren't like YouTube tutorials for everything like there is
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But no, thank you. That's nice to hear.
I think, I mean, heavens that anyone should ever go in such a sort of direction, but it's kind of sounding a bit more goth. Yeah, I
That's Dell's
think,
voice. It's just Dell's voice. If you had
yeah,
someone else
okay,
singing
yeah.
on it, it wouldn't sound. And I do like minor keys, to be fair.
Yeah. So I mean,
And chorus guitars.
you've clear. I mean, it's clearly you went and played. We went and played leads together with goths, and look what
Yes.
happened. Though that was as Spuktute. So how does say? I mean, I've heard you mention. Sorry to sort of diverge from History of Guns, but we are talking to the legend that is Max Rail. So.
Thank you.
Who is in many different projects. Well, 3 at least, anyway. So you said Spuktute not dead and maybe returning sometime soon.
That's right. Yeah. To be fair, I've delayed it, not Andy. Andy's ready to go.
Yeah.
Um, he's supposed to be coming here on August the 31st to record 4 tracks for a new Spook 2 EP. I'm always sad that we never did a Spook 2 album.
Yeah.
And of all the EPs, I was like, well, I could cherry pick like, my favorite tracks on them. But then it's like a lot of bands do. We kind of write them and record them in the studio, and then we'd go out and do them live. And as we did them live, they evolved into what I think were better versions.
Right.
So of
Yeah.
course, then I
Yeah.
wanted to re-record all the old tracks, and I just make everything too overcomplicated.
Yeah, and sometimes some of my tracks can sort of end up sort of evolving live as well, so I can sort of again sympathise with that. It's not necessarily, I mean, very very few people will necessarily know of Spooktoot 2 or Spooktoot whatever.
I blame the Human League as the track that people tend to
Yes.
remember if they do.
How would you describe the band? It's a band of sort of electropunk witticism or something.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of complicated to describe. It's not an easy one, is it? But it's
No, I
incredibly
started
great,
off
good
wanting
one.
to do like an electronic industrial thing, but it started to get a little bit more poppy. But
Yeah.
then with Andy's vocals, they're just like nothing I've ever heard, and he can do this kind of really angry yet sarcastic spoken word thing. The people come in and they'd say they don't know if it's supposed to be funny or not, but they love it,
Yeah.
which I like. It's kind of very sort of
I
postmodern in that way.
It's wry, I would suggest. It's very, very, very good. I absolutely loved it when, on the one occasion I've had the privilege of seeing and playing with Spooktoot. So,
Yes,
and
Sorry.
we should. I kind of sort of don't want to dwell on it too much, even though there's loads and loads of stuff I could discuss with it. I mean, we also should um, mention Decommissioned Forests as well, who are
yes.
playing Leeds later this year. And I did ask to play my next gig in London, but no.
No, we're not rehearsed, sadly, and we haven't got. We tried to see if we could fit in a rehearsal in time to do the gig in August, but it wasn't possible. But instead, you've got Pillars of Gold and Misery, I understand.
Or
The
maybe,
last gig.
I think it's going to be non-bio, actually. I think that'll feed
Oh!
into Dicepeople a bit better. It was, I just couldn't decide. It was kind of touch and go between the two.
I'm a fan of both. Obviously, I love Howard, so
Howard is
whichever
just
version
absolutely
of Howard you get,
It's
I
going to
will
be
be
quite
there.
excellent anyway, so...
I'm coming to that. But that's the day after your Stevenage gig, is it?
Yes, it is.
So Stevenage, where I am in Hertfordshire, is just 3 stops on the train from me. So you
Yeah.
might see me at Stevenage and at London.
Oh, that'd be rather excellent. You'll get something totally different at each gig. You'll probably get my Body Balanced set at Stevenage, and then you'll probably get the Golden Age set at the Hope and Anchor, which is a much more
Excellent.
sort of goth thing. So again, absolutely playing into the being several different bands thing. Yeah, anyway, I'm sure there was something else incredible. Oh yeah, any live gigs planned coming up for History of Guns?
No, we have been asked to play a couple. Gives Dell and I the fear from our last days of touring. The last few gigs we've done, we've had the laptop backing, and that's not ideal. Ideally, we want to have a live drummer and do it properly. But I mean, just even simple things like the arrangements. If we're doing the laptop backing and Del misses coming in on the verse, then the backing's going to be going to the chorus while he's still finishing the verse, and you can't recover it.
Yeah.
It's, but with the live band, we can adapt, and it's a lot less stressful.
We're going to have something kind of related to that later on in this show from another band, maybe, if I've got time.
Yeah, but that earlier on you played, was it Lilac Underground?
Yes.
And I'm always amazed with the people who use those looping things. I'm always in awe of that, because I think if I did it, I'd do the first loop, press the pedal, and go, sorry, I've done that wrong. I'll do that again.
I mean, I've tried sometimes like using a loop pedal, press the loop pedal live sort of thing. I was doing it for my track Now and Never some time ago, and it was just getting it to hit on time was just almost impossible, because you know, it's supposed to loop in time with the beat, but
Yeah.
you get it slightly wrong, and it always anyway.
So like Lilac Underground, people who do it just superbly make it look effortless, but it really isn't.
What is it with these people with skill? Anyway?
Too talented, makes me sick.
Anyway, and fabulous look from Lilac Underground as well. So anyway, we've probably chatted far too long, to be honest. Even though I enjoy it greatly, though. You see, it's so interesting hearing about people's ways of doing things, but so I kind of get a bit carried away sometimes. Anyway,
I'm always happy to see you and talk to you.
Yes. So anyway, I'm gonna get on and play a bit more History of Guns now. What's it called? It's very, very new.
This is when you don't. No. What's buried will rise.
What's buried will rise when you don't matter. Right. All right, we'll get on with that. Thank you for the chat. I'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.
So that was History of Guns, What's Buried Will Rise. I've got to get on quick. So here's Dicepeople, who are also playing London with me on the 18th of August. So here we are. We're going to get on with Dicepeople Multiplicity.
gender fluid. Just blame the dice, they made you do it. Personality split 1,000 different ways. Let the pieces merge, get reborn today. 6 different ways, 100 suns, 10,000 dreams, 1,000,000 to 1. Personality split 1,000 different ways. Let the pieces merge, get reborn today. 6 different ways, 100 suns, 10,000 dreams, 1,000,000 to 1.
Right, I'll get myself back on screen now. That was Dicepeople with Multiplicity, in case you hadn't noticed. Gotta move on pretty quick, so I've not got much time left for the sort of amount of time I allot myself for doing this. No, we don't want you to play it again, thank you. Oh, that was just the end of it anyway. Right, anyway, let's have a bit of non-bio, also playing The Hope and Anchor on the 18th of August. artist, I think quite versatile, and it's also got his Pillars of Golden Misery project as well, which on the whole tends to be a bit more sort of ambient-y, but very dark all the same. Yeah, anyway, I need to tell you also that I have no, I don't want you to do that. Right, anyway, this is what I want. Right, come on, let's get it on screen. Didn't want bling, thank you very much. Sorry, Matt's going to obscure your face now. Yeah, on the 30th of August in Sheffield, we have this going off. I don't have time to play everyone from this. Sadly, I can't play your Doberwoman, who is truly brilliant, or Memory Theatre. But I have prepared a Cadence Noir track, and speaking in terms of this whole sort of being genre fluid and everything, this episode is going to be very much that, because we've kind of got a bit of goth folk punk or something coming up with Cadence Noir. It's their own track, Weighing Owls, that I will play, and it's a live video, but I've overdubbed it with the studio, but there isn't actually... It doesn't necessarily follow the studio version exactly, because they are a full live band, so they can do things a little bit different, as maybe they were running out of time, who knows. Maybe they just fancy doing a shorter version. Maybe that's just the way it works out when they perform live, but they are quite an incredibly exciting band. It kind of surprised me how much I did really kind of go for them, so to speak, because I'm not normally into this kind of thing, but they're really engaged live, and I absolutely loved seeing it. They really sort of get to the heart of the matter, so to speak. They're also quite adept at cover songs as well, which certainly helps them make a few quid here and there. But I like them best when they're doing their original music, and it's kind of like a goth version of the Pogues, I guess, or something like that, you can say. I wouldn't necessarily say there's anything that goth about their sound, but they kind of look it a bit. So anyway, let's have a bit of Cadence Noir with Weighing Owls, rather, not Hours.
Day of fight to bother anyway. The pain of life gets in the way, so I'll go back to sleep. The traffic's hell and work is worse. The fuck I do to earn this curse. Not like there's weight within my purse, so I'll go back to sleep. Self-belief, a million chains that shackle me to hopes and dreams that I can't reach. Now I will free myself when I said self-belief, a million chains that shackle me to hopes and dreams that I can't reach. Now I will free myself. I can find my self-belief, a million chains that shackle me, hopes and dreams that I can't reach. Now I will free myself, and I say, I'm on my knees and I can't see my way. It's only me, and I will free myself.
Yeah, so there you go. That was Cadence Noir with Weighing Owls, and that's all I've got time for tonight. Well, I have plenty much time for more if I wanted, but I try and make these hour-long productions. Right, so come to Sheffield on 30th of August, and come to Hope and Anchor in London on the 18th, and come to Stevenage on the 17th. Right, that's it. Bye for now.